All right, let's get the read on all of this with Washington Examiner's White House correspondent Sarah Westwood, GOP pollster Chris Wilson. Sir, let me begin with you. Now, part of this initiative tomorrow, this was all prearranged before we got wind that Jeff Sessions would be testifying on Capitol Hill. Might that be eclipsing whatever message the president is sending tomorrow?
Right,
first to Sarah, and then I will get to you, Chris.
Sorry. Okay. Right, like Blake mentioned, this is sort of what happened with Infrastructure Week. It seems like a pattern the White House wants to pursue, where they have a policy theme that encompasses a trip somewhere in Middle America to promote that policy alongside local leaders. We're going to see potentially Governor Scott Walker there tomorrow. Last week, President Trump was in Cincinnati. But again, all of this controversy with the Russian situation has overshadowed that. Jobs and job creation, economic issues, this is where President Trump is strongest, where he has the most concrete results he can point to in terms of job numbers and the investor confidence and everything that has come along with his pro-growth agenda. So it's not surprising that when the White House is coming out of a period where they've been criticized for lacking focus, they're starting with the area where they've been most successful.
You know, and Chris, I apologize for the confusion at the outset here, but one thing I've heard, Chris, is that this is a matter of timing. This event in Wisconsin will be in the morning, we are told. The Sessions event testimony will be coming at 2:30 in the afternoon. So there is time earlier on for the president to get his message out that there's an alternative out there for traditional college-related jobs, that not everyone has to go to college. You got a good job, and apprenticeships and the sort of thing they value, for example, in Europe, places like Germany and Italy, is something that this administration will be touting. The fact that he's doing it with Scott Walker, the fact that he's doing it with his daughter, the fact that he is going to be echoing it with this sort of like who's who of even labor in the state, will it get much follow-through? What do you think?
Well, it's tough to say on the follow-through right now. I think the one thing that Donald Trump is better at than anybody else right now in American politics and maybe in the world is controlling press attention. Now, the unfortunate aspect is it's been negative for the last few weeks, and what this gives him the opportunity to is get back on message. Anything that does that is a positive. I think it's positive on two fronts. It's one which what Sarah went through very particularly as the fact is his jobs are up. He's done a good job. There's a lot of people who came out and voted for Donald Trump in Wisconsin that had voted for Democrats in the past because of his message on jobs. And being able to go back into a state, a Democrat state, traditionally that he won, and talk about that as a positive thing. But the second positive here is him campaigning with Ivanka Trump. She is well liked. She softens his edges. She provides discipline to the campaign. And I think him going down the trail with her to talk about this is going to, it's not going to take attention completely away from the Sessions hearing, but it's certainly going to divert it, and it's probably the smartest thing I've seen them do so far from a press standpoint in this presidency, and it feels a lot more like the campaign than anything else that I've up till now has outside of the
rallies. In other words, get back to what got you here. You know, Sarah, one of the things I was reading that they want to do tomorrow is look at the 30-odd various workforce programs spread across more than a dozen federal agencies, fine-tune them, winnow them down, get them to be more productive. But a criticism that comes up, and you always hear this, especially from liberals, and I talk about Angela Hanks, who gave the president high marks for even attempting this trip. But over at the Center for American Progress, she views it as with a mixed blessing. It's great if we can all agree that apprenticeships are good, but if you can't access child care to get there, you can't develop good programs because the workforce system that we have prevents them from doing so. I'm paraphrasing the last part of that. What do you make of that the president is damned for even trying?
Right, and I think that that's the problem that the White House has run into, is that they're trying to streamline the government. They're trying to get rid of these duplicative programs, acknowledging that a lot of times the same basic framework of a program exists across several different federal agencies, and that's just an easy way to eliminate spending. But then they run into the criticism that they don't care about child care, that they might not care about workforce development, that Meals on Wheels, whatever the program is that they're trying to get rid of. And so that makes their job harder in that they have to explain what exactly is they're doing, why they're eliminating the programs. It's not a bumper sticker fix. It's something that takes a lot of selling. And so that's why I think you do see the president out there selling these policies, and he does have his cabinet members taking a more public role in explaining what they're trying to do.
And taking a more public role as well, Chris, in looking at the virtues of skill sets and talents, whether you're a mechanic or a plumber or these kind of skills that we've for some reason got frowned upon. But I don't know about you guys, but my plumber has people. I mean, and to book him is like booking the Pope. So we've disparaged skill sets and talents that they very much value abroad, and we should get back to valuing again here.
You know, anybody who's tried to book someone to come in and work on their home or their apartment knows exactly what you're talking about. And it is a situation where that used to be a very honored and valued profession to be able to go into an apprenticeship and learn how to do these type of labors. And it really hasn't been. I think it was disparaged a lot in the 2000s and the 90s as if, as we move to a tech economy, which we have, that there's something nefarious or something less honorable about moving into other professions. And it's unfortunate. And I do think this is the other value of Donald Trump with the bully pulpit and the ability to control a message, and Ivanka Trump with the ability to sort of be seen as the reasonable approach to these situations, and someone who's made caring about jobs and caring about people entering the job force such a key part of her message. And it's a great 1-2 punch. And again, the most important aspect of this, Neil, is it allows Donald Trump to get back on message, off of talking about Russia, off of talking about Neil Comey. If they can do that, if they can control that for a few hours before Attorney General Sessions testifies, then it's a win for them.
I agree with both of you. Chris, thank you. Sarah Westwood, thank you.